Hi everybody. Today I've got a fun project. We've got a little mug rug. See your mug on there? It's like a coaster, but a little bigger, and it looks like a rug, so that's fun. We're going to take a break for the next couple of weeks from doing new stitch tutorials, and I'm going to show you how to make all three of these little mug rug patterns. I'm going to do one per week, and they'll also be posted for free on my blog, or you can purchase a PDF copy of them. I'll post the links below in the description. Okay, so this first one is going to use the moss stitch that we just learned, and I've got a size H crochet hook and some worsted cotton yarn. Again, if you're going to make anything that's going to use heat or whatever, you want to use natural fiber. So this is Bernat Handicrafter cotton. You could also do like Lily Sugar and Cream or whatever other worsted weight cotton yarn you want, or really any weight. You just might have to change your stitch count if you want to make it different. Like with a jumbo, you'd have to use fewer stitches, or with a lighter yarn, you'd have to use more stitches. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to chain 24. Okay, so I've got a chain of 24. Now I'm going to single crochet in the fourth chain from my hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, I like to go through that back bump so that it looks nice on the bottom. Although in this one you're going to add a fringe on the bottom, so it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, then I'm going to chain one, a single crochet. I'm going to skip a chain and single crochet in the next one. If you remember the moss stitch, this is just a basic moss stitch setup. Chain one, skip a chain, single crochet in the next. Again, chain one, skip a chain, single crochet in the next, and do this all the way across. And if you did your stitch count right, you started with an even number, you'll end up in the last chain of your row with a single crochet. Oh, I got my yarn all tangled. So for the next row, I'm going to chain 2. That's going to count as my single crochet and first chain. And remember, moss stitch, we're going to work into the chain 1 space that we made. So I'm going to do a single crochet into that chain 1 space, and then chain 1, single crochet in the chain 1 space, and chain 1. I'm going to do this all the way across. And my last single crochet will be in that starting chain space that I made. Okay, I'm just going to do that for 23 rows of single crochet. So I chain 2, turn in my chain 1 space, and I just keep going back and forth for 23 rows total. I'm trying to decide who I'm going to give these to. I might give them to my kids' teachers, assuming they go back to school next year, because coronavirus. We'll see what happens. Because I don't actually use coasters, confession. I mean, I hate water spots, but I have like varnish on my table, so I don't actually get water spots. So I don't have to use coasters, which is good. Although these are so cute, I might just want to use them. Okay, so I've finished my 23 rows of moss stitch, and now I need to add my fringe. So I'm going to take my yarn, and I always start with the fringe bigger than I want it to end up so that I can trim it down to size. So what I usually do is I'll just kind of loop it back and forth a bunch of times just to make the strands that I'm going to use. I'm not counting, but I think it was 11 or 12 sets of fringe along the edge. So I would need 2 strands per section of fringe that I'm going to do. So I'll just do some, and then I can always cut more later. And I'll cut through the loops to make them individual pieces. it's most of them. Loops on the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to take 2 strands. That one's not good. 2 strands. And if you have a preference for which side is going to be the front of your thing, they should be basically the same, but if you have a preference, then start on the back. Take 2 strands, and we're going to work into every chain 1 space that we have left. So I'm going to insert my hook through the space, grab my 2 strands and pull them through, but not all the way. And then I'm going to pull these 4 ends through the loop. And I just have to tighten it up. And that's 1 piece of fringe. And so on the front, it has a nicer, like, smooth band across the front than it does on the back, but it doesn't make a huge difference, so if you're not psychotically picky like I am, then don't worry about it. Okay, I'll do 1 more. So I went through the next chain 1 space, or, I mean, it doesn't really matter where you put them, I just think it makes it look neat and tidy if you put them through the chain 1 spaces. Through the loop, and snug it up. When you tighten it, if you kind of tighten them individually, it usually works a little bit better. And I always hold this when I tighten it so that it doesn't pull all my stitches crazy. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just do that all the way across the row, and then I'll trim them to whatever length I want so that they're nice and even, except these scissors aren't very good. Okay, see? And then I do that on the other side also. So that is how to attach the fringe for this mug rug. So it would look like this when you're done. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for next week. I've got another mug rug pattern coming at you. So this is number 1, and there will be 2 more, so there'll be 3 altogether. Happy crocheting. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.